What did my teacher say when she found out the lazy student she failed was actually gifted? I was the kid teachers talked about in the break room, not in the she's going places way, in the I give up way. I couldn't sit still for more than 3 minutes without my leg bouncing like it was auditioning for a drum solo. Couldn't focus unless something was literally on fire, and even then, 50-50. My 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. August, made her feelings about me crystal clear from day one when she was handing back essays and stopped at my desk. She held mine up so the whole class could see the red F grade bleeding through. This is what happens when you don't try, she announced. I had spent 6 hours on that essay. 6 hours of crying and rewriting and wanting to throw my laptop out the window. She told my mom I had selective effort issues, which is teacher code for your daughter doesn't care and neither do I. But here's the thing nobody ever asked. Why? Why couldn't I do what other kids did so easily? Why did reading a textbook feel like catching smoke with my hands? Why did homework that took my classmates 20 minutes take me 4 hours? By high school, I'd internalized every label they gave me. Stupid, lazy, disappointment. I believed them because they were the adults. They were supposed to know. I graduated high school by the skin of my teeth. GPA so low it could limbo under a snake. Community college lasted 1 semester before I flunked out. So I did what disappointing kids do. I got jobs, plural, coffee shop at 6 a.m., retail until close, rinse and repeat. My mom stopped asking about my future. My dad stopped making eye contact at dinner. My younger brother got into a state school, and at his graduation party, my aunt patted my arm and said, well, not everyone's meant for academics. I smiled and excused myself to cry in my car. At 25, I applied for a shift supervisor position at the coffee shop. I'd been there 2 years. They gave it to a 19-year-old who'd worked there for 3 months. My manager said I lacked initiative. I went home and didn't leave my apartment for 4 days. Stopped showering, stopped eating real food. I genuinely believed I was broken beyond repair. Then at 2 a.m., while doom scrolling TikTok and eating cereal from the box like a feral raccoon, a video stopped me cold. It was a woman listing ADHD symptoms in women. Hyperfocus on random things, paralysis on important things, emotional dysregulation, time blindness, the inability to start tasks even when you desperately want to. I watched it 17 times. I spent 3 months convinced I'd found my answer, but a diagnosis cost $800 I didn't have. So I picked up extra shifts, doubles on weekends, ramen for dinner, skipped lunches. I kept a sticky note on my bathroom mirror that said, you're not broken. 8 months later, I sat in a doctor's office with sweaty palms and childhood report cards I'd dug out of my mom's garage. The doctor was a small woman with kind eyes and glasses perched on her nose. She flipped through my results while I sat there, hands shaking so badly I had to sit on them. Your results are in, she said. You have severe ADHD. You also have a processing disorder that affects how you absorb written information. I waited for the but. There was always a but. But, she continued, and my stomach dropped. Your IQ testing came back in the 94th percentile. You're what we call twice exceptional. Gifted, but with disabilities that masked it your entire life. The room tilted. What? You're exceptionally intelligent. You always were. You just never had the right tools. I sat there frozen, thinking about Mrs. August holding up my essay, my dad sighing over report cards, my manager giving my promotion to a child, every voice in my head that spent years screaming I was defective, worthless, broken. They were all wrong. I wasn't failing because I didn't care. I was failing because every adult in my life looked at a drowning kid and told her to just swim harder. Now that I knew the problem, I was finally able to work on the fix. It took 4 years with accommodations I never knew existed. I learned about audio textbooks. I got medication that made my thoughts stop screaming over each other. I managed to graduate summa cum laude, top of my class. Now I work with kids like me, the ones who get sent to the principal for not sitting still, the ones whose parents get weekly calls about attitude problems. I tell them the same thing every time. You're not stupid, you're not lazy, your brain just works differently, and nobody taught you how to use it yet. Last month I was grabbing groceries when I spotted Mrs. August in the produce section. She was grayer and shorter somehow. Mrs. August? She turned, squinting. I'm sorry, do I know you? I cringed. I was your student. You held up my essay in front of the whole class to make fun of me. Recognition flickered, then discomfort. Oh, yes, you were. She trailed off. I tried to help her. The lazy one? Her face flushed. I wouldn't put it that way now. I forced a smile. You did then, to my mother and father, multiple times. Mrs. August's face went from pink to scarlet. Well, she stammered. You graduated, I hope? I smiled. Summa cum laude, top of my class. Turns out I had ADHD and a processing disorder the whole time. Not laziness. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out.